PBS Kids opens worlds of possibilities for all children, thanks to PBS stations and viewers like you.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. I can go anywhere. Friends to know and ways to grow, a reading rainbow. I can be anything. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. Reading rainbow.
Hi! I've always dreamed of spreading my wings and soaring up into the wild blue yonder with the whole world spread at my feet. Well, today is my chance. And yours. Come on, let's go. This is great. I love flying around in this giant dragonfly. But this is just the first leg, or should I say wing, of my journey. My secret dream is to soar right above the treetops with nothing between me and thin air. And that's just what I'm about to do. We're the latest arrivals at the Palmetto Balloon Classic in Camden, South Carolina. There are over 40 hot air balloons here, of all sizes and all colors of the rainbow. Balloonists from across the country have come here to share the excitement of sailing over the Carolina countryside together. After the preparations are over, these balloons will pepper the skies with a fleet of colored polka dots. It's an incredible sight to behold. Whoa, look at this! I think they're expecting us. Let's go down and see what's happening. Hi, Jerry.
Hello.
This is Jerry Rainwater and his assistant, Richard. Jerry is one of the most experienced hot air balloonists in the United States, and he's about to make my dream come true. Jerry, where's the Reading Rainbow balloon?
It's right over here, and you're just in time to help us launch it.
All right, I'll be there in a second, all right?
Fine.
Pretty magical, isn't it? But can you imagine taking off when you don't even expect it? Well, this book, Hot Air Henry, is the story of a high-flying cat who has a fur-raising adventure when he stows away aboard a hot air balloon and sails into the wild blue yonder.
Hot Air Henry by Mary Calhoun, illustrated by Eric Ingram. Read by William Wyndham. Henry wanted to fly. Everybody in his family had gone up with the balloon, but the man always declared, "I'm not flying with that cat." Henry grumbled and his tail switched as he watched the people crunch around on the crusty March snow. The kid and the woman held open the mouth of the colorful balloon, while the man blew it up with a gasoline-powered fan. Then the instructor blasted warm air into the balloon from the burner mounted on a frame below it. "Watch your fuel gauge," he told the man. "You don't want those propane tanks to run dry, and stay away from those power lines on Colson Hill." At last, the beautiful balloon stood fat in the air. Henry saw his chance to stow away. He raced across the snow and leaped up to the basket. One of his claws snagged on the cord that fired the burner, and there was a horrible roar. "Grab that cat!" yelled the man. The kid lunged for Henry and slipped on the snow. The burner kept roaring. Flames heated the air, and up rose the balloon. Up rose Henry. Up, up and away. Henry crouched on the leather rim of the basket, digging in his claws. Below, the ground fell away and the people shouted and waved. Yet the basket didn't feel as if it were moving. And Henry wasn't afraid. "Meow, meow," he called down to the kid. He was Hot Air Henry, the flying cat. Looking down, Henry saw the river like a black ribbon winding between white fields. The kid and the man looked small as cats. The balloon drifted silent as a cloud, and Henry loved the glorious bubble that carried him across the sky. But now he'd had his flight, and it was the man's turn to solo. Time to go down. How? Henry stood up and tried pulling the cord. The whooshing roar of the burner scared him, and the balloon rose higher. That was not the way to get down out of the sky. He peered over the edge of the basket. He couldn't see his people anymore. Henry glared up into the bright cave of the balloon. "Come down now," he yowled. Then he saw a cord leading down from the balloon. He could reach it from the rim of the basket. When he clawed the cord, he saw a little hole of sky open in the balloon cloth. As air spilled out, the balloon began to sink. Ahead were some willows dotted with blackbirds singing, "𝗥𝗲𝗱𝗏." The basket bounded over the tops of the trees, brushing out birds. The redwings swarmed around the basket. Henry snatched at this bird, that bird. Missed, missed. The birds whisked upward, teasing. "𝗥𝗲𝗋, you can't catch me." Henry forgot about landing. "I can too," he yowled. Standing on the rim, he pulled the burner cord. Roar! The basket zoomed after the birds. Yow, meow! Henry chased the blackbirds up the sky. But the balloon overshot the birds, and they settled back down in the willows. The balloon sailed on toward the mountains, the wrong direction, away from the man and the kid. "Go back!" yowled Henry at the beautiful bubble. But the balloon went where the wind took it. Henry peered down, narrowing his blue eyes at the brightness of the snow. Below, on a road, was a truck, and the kid's head stuck out the window. The chase truck was following the balloon. "Yow, yow, right now," sang Henry. He got over to the ripcord, spilled air, and the balloon dropped. Just then, "Onk, onk, onk," came a squadron of geese flying straight at him. "Onk," called the geese. "Onk, onk, onk." The V of geese broke up around the balloon, and they rushed up and down, squawking. But the head goose sat down on the edge of the basket by the burner cord. Hissed Henry. "Get out of my basket. You can't perch there." "Oh, I can too," said the head goose, perching there. The balloon kept sinking. The basket was headed for some high-strung power lines. At last, he'd found Colson Hill. He had to fire the burner to lift quickly, or he'd sizzle on the wires. But the goose guarded the burner cord. Henry started toward the goose. "Sss," answered the goose, hunching its wings. Henry had never fought a goose, and he didn't like to try for the first time while balancing like a tightrope walker. But he had to fire the burner. Henry sprang. Over the goose's head he leaped, onto the goose's back, and clawed at the cord. As Henry flew over, a sharp nip of a beak on his tail made him yowl. But when the burner boomed, the goose jumped into the air, and Henry fell off its back into the basket, which soared up over the power lines. Henry licked his throbbing tail, while the geese regrouped and flew on. Honk, 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 honk. Then Henry pulled the ripcord to bring the basket down. The kid and the man jumped out of the truck. The basket bounced once over the snow toward them as Henry hung on to the air-spilling cord. The man grabbed the drag line, then the basket. Meow. Henry drooped against a post. The man might be mad at him for going off with the balloon. Henry leaned his head on the man's chest. Purr, meow. He begged pardon for soloing sooner than the man. Wow, some high-flying cat, said the kid, punching down the balloon cloth. Meow, said Henry, smoothing the man's chest. Wise old flying cat.
That Henry sure was some high-flying cat. Well, Jerry, what do we do to get this big bird off the ground here?
Well, next thing we do, LeVar, is walk the envelope out.
Walk the envelope out.
Right. Come on, we'll get the bag. You grab hold of the forward handle on the right side there. And we'll walk straight toward the pole over there, okay?
Okie-doke.
Here we go. Slide it along the ground. That's good.
So what is the balloon itself actually made out of?
Well, it's made out of a ripstop nylon material, very similar to parachute material.
Ripstop, that means if you get a rip or a tear in it, it'll stop right there?
Should stop itself, that's correct.
And how long does it take to fill the balloon up, Jerry?
Oh, we'll get ready to start the fan. It'll take us about 6 or 7 minutes.
That's all?
That's all.
And how much air actually gets inside the balloon itself?
Well, this one will have 77,500 cubic feet of air inside it.
Sounds like a lot of hot air to me.
It is a lot of hot air.
Inflating a hot air balloon takes lots of muscle and concentration. Powerful fans create a hurricane of wind that blows into the envelope. At exactly the right second, the huge burner flame roars its heat into the balloon, and the magic moment of flight has almost arrived. Well, the crew's got the balloon almost ready to go, and I still can't believe I'm actually going to take off in that laundry basket. But if Hot Air Henry can do it, so can I. I've always dreamed of flying free in a balloon, and now that that dream's about to come true, I gotta tell you, I've got some butterflies. Since the beginning of time, people have dreamed of flying free and soaring into the clouds. And once in a while, they had a few ideas that never quite got off the ground.
Here I am with a new device called the ornithopter. You can look this device over. It appears heavy. It's light.
Well, that sounds okay if it works. But if Birdie doesn't fly when he makes that jump, he's going to get a real cold bath. Here he goes. Splash-o. Well, he got the bath all right. But is little Willard discouraged? Not a bit. Just wait a moment and you'll see. Now his feathers are all dry again. He's had a good dinner of canary seed, so maybe this time he'll really do it. He's going to soar gracefully off the rock, so he says. Keep your eye on the birdie. Cuckoo, cuckoo.
Next time, guys. Those aeronautical oddities never quite made it off the ground. But it looks like we're almost ready to take off. The launch field is blooming with color as the burners and fans breathe life into the billowing silk. Once that hot air is inside, Those balloons really want to fly. And now hands and faces strain with effort to keep the baskets on the ground. Last-minute passengers scramble aboard, and up and aloft they fly, moving at the will of the wind. Feel like a bird or a plane, like Superman. People have always dreamed of leaving the Earth behind and walking on air. Now that's a dream come true. And maybe someday you'll be one of the lucky ones with the right stuff who will ride all the way out to the stars. Well, at the National Space Camp for aspiring young astronauts in Huntsville, Alabama, kids have a chance to see firsthand what it's like to be an astronaut in training.
Before you, here's a task board. And there are several tasks that you would have to perform in space. If you're going to turn a bolt in space, you just turn your body upside down because remember, you don't weigh anything. So I'm going to turn the machine on, and you see if you can accomplish some of these tasks when you move over here. Estee is sitting inside of this machine, which would be just like she was floating around in space outside of her spaceship. This way, she would be trained on how to move in space, how to move to different parts of the spaceship, to fix different compartments, and then to learn how to strap her feet down so that she would be able to turn a machine or turn even a screw, which otherwise would be impossible in space because you are weightless. How long do you think you'll have to work in there before you get it down?
A year, 3 years.
3 years? Well, it takes a few years of training to learn how to work in space. How would you like to feel what it's like to walk on the moon?
Okay. Stand by, everybody. This is mission control. Launch sequence beginning.
Mission controllers actually tell the people in the cockpit, the actual astronauts who are going to space, which buttons to push, when to push them, and whether or not to launch or to abort, or to stop the mission, to come home early, when to eat the meals, when to do special missions that you have in space.
4, 3, 2, 1. Clearing the pad. Liftoff. We have liftoff.
Everybody ready for lunch?
Yeah. Yes.
How about a ham sandwich? You like ham sandwiches? This is what the first astronauts had to eat their ham sandwiches in, just like toothpaste. You have to squeeze it out in your mouth. Would you like that?
No.
Well, okay. How about some spaghetti? This is what Apollo astronauts ate when they went to the moon. Add cold water. A few minutes, you have hot spaghetti. You all like ice cream?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Everyone likes ice cream. Well, here's some freeze-dried ice cream. Jackie, why don't you try some ice cream? See what you think of it. Boy, after eating all this food, I bet y'all can't wait to go to dinner.
No, thanks.
Well, how about a ride on the moon buggy? Like that?
Yeah.
Wow, you can see everything from up here. Look at those horses there. This must be a pretty funny sight to them. So I really feel like I'm up here with the eagles, you know?
This is exactly the way they see it, just above the treetops.
Just above the treetops.
Or if we get a little braver, we might just dip down into the treetops a little bit.
You can really do that?
Yeah, let's see what we can do right up here. Brush the basket through and pick some leaves as we go by.
Really?
Here we go. Present for you. Another small pine Christmas tree for you.
This is great. I wonder if the pine smells fresher from the top of the tree.
Yes. Always fresher from the top.
Well, balloons, helicopters, and rocket ships aren't the only way to fly. A good book can send your imagination soaring. So if you liked Hot Air Henry, then here are some other books that you might enjoy. But you don't have to take my word for it.
Hi, my name is Adam Troidel, and my favorite subject is science. And I love learning about space. I'm too young to go yet, but with this book I just read, I can make my own spaceships. And the name of it is Easy to Make Spaceships by Marion Dewey Blacksma. In this book, they tell you how to make your own spaceships. My favorite is the Galactic Glider, and here it is. I'll show it to you. What I made it out of was 3 styrofoam cups and 2 plastic straws, and I used colored tape to decorate it. This is a great book, especially if you like to make things with stuff you find around the house, and they really fly. Watch Galactic Glider take off.
Hello, my name is Yolanda, and I love to spend time with my mother because that's when we have our woman-to-woman talk, and that's what this book is all about. And the title is Just Us Women. This is a story about a little girl who goes on the trip with her aunt, and they go from Virginia to North Carolina. They really have a nice time because they ride around the car with the top down. One of the best parts was when they went shopping and they got all the junk they liked. Finally, they got where they were going, and everybody was waiting on the front porch. And they said, "What took you so long?" And they said, "We had to have a woman-to-woman talk. No boys, no men, just us women."
Hi everybody, do you like high adventure? Well, if you do, you'll like this book. It's called The Big Balloon Race, and it's about a girl named Ariel who gets caught in a balloon with her mother. The great thing about this book is that it's a true story. It really made me wish that I was in a hot air balloon too. One of the best parts is when they went into a rain cloud and then they fell into a lake. And Ariel pulled the balloon out of the water and saved the day. It was really neat how they blew up a hot air balloon. And I never knew how they did that before. I'm Vincent Alejandro. I'm not going to tell you who wins the Great Balloon Race. You'll have to find it out yourself. But I can tell you one thing, it's a great story.
Nothing is holding me. I'm rising easily into the open air, wherever the wind wants me to be. I'm on top of the world today. I'm on top of the world today, seeing it all in a brand new way. In a balloon in the sky, in a balloon in the sky. Soon you may see me passing by. Look at the world below. Look at the people go. I wonder if they see me. Maybe I'll wave and say hello. I'm on top of the world today. I'm on top of the world today, seeing it all in a brand new way. In a balloon in the sky, in a balloon in the sky. Soon you may see me passing by. Oh my, I feel like I can reach out and touch everything I see. High above a world of wonder, gliding gently, flying free. And from here I can see everything, and everything I see is fine with me.
I don't think I'll ever look at things quite the same way now that I've seen the world from up here. I hope every one of you gets a chance to fly like this someday. A chance to discover just how wonderful it feels to leave the noise and the hustle and bustle of the earth far below. We'll see you next time. Today's Reading Rainbow books are Hot Air Henry by Mary Calhoun, illustrated by Eric Ingraham, published by William Morrow and Company. Easy to Make Spaceships That Really Fly by Mary Bloxma and Dewey Bloxma, illustrated by Marissa Bina Russo, published by Prentice Hall. Just Us Women by Jeanette Keynes, illustrated by Pat Cummings, published by Harper and Row. The Big Balloon Race by Eleanor Kerr, illustrated by Carolyn Kroll, published by Harper and Row.